This news update is brought to you by...
It's the most wonderful Christmas with Flow, with 5 ways to win $50,000. Just activate any prepaid or postpaid plan, top up $15 or more, pay your bill on time and in full, or sign up for the best in entertainment with Flow TV. That's 5 wonderful ways to win $50,000 from Flow. All this and much more from Flow this wonderful Christmas. Visit us in-store today.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's Thursday, December the 15th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, residents and business owners in Worthing and Hastings Christchurch are hoping the latest efforts by the Barbados Water Authority to fix the vexing problem of sewage flowing onto the streets would bear lasting fruit. When Barbados Today visited the affected areas this morning, septic trucks from the BWA were seen pumping the contents of the sewer manhole. It was also observed that the sewer caps in front of the Lanterns Mall and the Regency Cove Hotel, which were blamed for the source of the offending stench affecting businesses in the vicinity, were reinforced with asphalt. Today, there was less of that pungent scent previously evident. Meanwhile, the sewage problem on the South Coast has been discussed at the level of the social partnership and is currently being addressed. This fresh assurance has come from Senator Harry Husbands as he responded to accusations from the opposition Barbados Labour Party spokesman on the environment, Senator Wilfred Abrams, in the Senate last evening. Accusing government of trivializing the problem on the South Coast, Abrams said it was time that the Francis Stewart administration clearly articulated what exactly the problem was and what was being done to correct it. However, a fired-up Senator Husbands, who is also the parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Education, dismissed Abrams' fears, saying the social partnership was recently summoned to a meeting at which item 1 on the agenda was the issue of challenges with the sewage on the South Coast.
I want to say that we had, at the level of the social partnership, full discussion on this issue of sewerage on the South Coast, even on the West Coast. Even on the West Coast, the meeting was that far, and the members of the private sector organizations asked very detailed, the Chamber of Commerce asked very detailed and pointed questions to the representatives of the Barbados Water Authority, and the work is not yet complete. It is going to cost, the people are estimating that it's going to cost in excess of $1 billion to rebuild the entire system, inclusive of the what we need to do in sewerage, all of that work. Let me assure this chamber that as a result of those discussions at the social partnership, the resources have been mobilized to deal with this issue on the South Coast of Barbados. I'm confident that the government has taken the correct approach in dealing with this matter.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
But Maisie, this Christmas will be the best Belgian Christmas for we. Maisie, it is all because Republic Bank just like Santa Claus. Maisie, fix up the kitchen and a new TV we getting. A special time to commemorate. Republic will help you celebrate.
Get ready to celebrate 50 years of independence right through to the best Bajan Christmas ever with a Make It Happen loan of up to $50,000 from Republic Bank. Give your home a good old Bajan spruce up, buy some new furniture and appliances, or take an after-holiday trip to visit loved ones over and away. You could also be one of our lucky winners to share in fabulous prizes. Just visit any branch to apply. Go to republicbarbados.com or call us at 227-2700. We're also available via Skype and FaceTime. Special conditions apply.
In Bajan style, it will be great with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back with news from the region now. The efficacy and danger of herbal medicines being advertised as cures for cancer, diabetes, and other major diseases came under scrutiny during today's session of the Joint Select Committee on Finance and Legal Affairs in Trinidad and Tobago. As the committee conducted an inquiry into bogus drugs, it was revealed that herbal supplements are not regulated and many of the labels on them omit the harmful ingredients.
Herbal medicines have gained popularity over the years, with many insisting that traditional medicine isn't effective and at worst can be dangerous. But despite thousands of dollars spent on these remedies each year, none of them are approved by the Food and Drugs Division at the Ministry of Health. According to Chairperson of the committee, Marlene McDonnell, persons taking many of these herbal supplements may be doing so at their own risk.
Every day you're hearing about more and more. If you listen to the radio station, you'll hear people promoting all these various drugs. If you take this, it will cure your diabetes in 1 week. It will cure this in 2 weeks. And we have to be careful as citizens because it's, first and foremost, they are not cheap, you know. They are quite expensive.
At present, only pharmaceutical drugs are regulated under the Food and Drugs Act.
In more regional news now, the Guyana government has been asked to re-examine its ban on used tires. President of the Used Tires Association, Alan Newark, also says that the importation of new tires was not economically friendly.
According to Mr. Newark, the proposition by the government will bring more hardships on the traveling public, especially motorists. With this, he is advocating that the ban be reviewed.
What is something that's absolutely amazing to me is that there's a choice which is being taken away from the Guyanese public. I mean, if you go to England, you go to America, you go to Canada, that choice is there. If you're a little tight with money that month and you can't afford to buy a new tire, you can buy a graded used tire, which is legal in that country, and put it on your car and drive away. Why shouldn't people in Guyana have that option?
He stressed that the Bureau of Standards has no equipment to test tires when they enter Guyana, and as such the government should not impose the ban on used tires, when according to Mr. Newark there is no law in place for proper testing. Mr. Newark stressed that the people of Guyana must be given tangible reasons on the government's decision to impose a ban on used tires.
On the international scene, before President-elect Donald Trump heads to the White House on January the 20th, he will find himself back in the witness chair for questioning in his ongoing contractual dispute with celebrity chef Jose Andres. D.C. Superior Court Judge Jennifer A. D. Torra ruled Wednesday that Trump must sit for a deposition in New York City the first week of January, and it may last up to 7 hours. Trump sued Andres for breach of contract after Andres backed out of a plan for a restaurant in Trump's new luxury hotel in Washington. Andres claimed he canceled the plans for the project after Trump made disparaging remarks about Mexicans during the presidential campaign. And finally, an Egyptian investigation committee announced today that traces of explosive material were found on the remains of the victims of EgyptAir Flight 804 crash. The Airbus A320 was en route from Paris to Cairo when it crashed into the Mediterranean Sea on May the 19th, killing 66 people.
What we know is that the cockpit voice recorder is now confirming the same data that was seen on the flight data recorder, which has already confirmed what the ACARS, the satellite warnings, the radio warnings, that there was smoke in the avionics, there was smoke in the lavatory, and that there were a variety of other warnings. So, Wolf, we now know, although we haven't seen the transcript and they haven't given us any more details, but they are saying to CNN, the authorities in Egypt, that the cockpit crew were dealing with some sort of fire on board the aircraft. Of course, they are not saying, and they are not telling us or discussing what might have caused that fire, and that remains, of course, the absolute top question.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.